Alrighty guys, welcome to another London session on this Wednesday afternoon. I was about to say Thursday, but it's Wednesday. I hope you're all doing well, ladies and gents. It's that time yet again, guys, to get underway. So without further ado, let's get started, ladies and gentlemen, on both TikTok and YouTube. And good morning, good afternoon, and as always, very good evening, no matter where you are around this world. Hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to another London session, and see what we can come up with moving forward here today. Barman, correct, if you can give the stream a like, guys, would be much appreciated. So those of you on YouTube, please, if you could, give the stream a like, and obviously those on TikTok, if you could smash that screen for me. And without further ado, we will get underway and have a look at proceedings moving forward here today. Starting with the news, let's just refresh this and see what we've got. So there is some high impact news to come shortly on the pound. We've got CPI, so it's a big day for the pound. Had the President Trump speaking during the day my time today. I wasn't even aware of that. I'm not sure what came out of that. Nonetheless, we do have some high impact news for the pound, so we'll be waiting to see how that what happens after that. The forecast is to be higher than the previous, so off the back of that, that would suggest that inflation is a little bit of a stubborn beast to control. Therefore, what that will lead to is likely a hawkish view from the Bank of England, if that's to be the case, and less likely to cut rates anytime soon, if that's to be the case. So that would be good for the pound, so we'll keep an eye out on that. Anyway, guys, without further ado, let's get into it. Actually, let's have a look. Is there news into the New York session today? Well, FOMC. All right, so it's a big day. It's a huge day, but that is later, well, later into the day for very early morning my time. Anyway, guys, let's have a look at proceedings here today, and let's start with, as per the usual, start with gold. In the meantime, guys, if anyone has questions, charts, or anything you'd like to add to the stream, feel free to share that in the chat, and I'll get to you guys shortly, both YouTube and TikTok. So we're looking here at gold, XAUUSD, and let's start in the weekly time frame. And we are forming a very strong bullish candle yet again, pulling back to almost retest the all-time high. If we begin to break that previous weekly candle's high and into price discovery territory, and there's a good chance that we could even move further towards that $3,000 region. Onto the daily time frame, structurally bullish. That is a very strong closure to on that previous daily candle. It's closed above the bodies of the candles here to the left hand side. That is a very strong indication that we were to begin to break our own high, the current daily candle, seeing we have that high low high to that previous strong catalyst candle. I think there's a good chance we're going to create a new all-time high moving forward today, if that is to be the case. Let's just mark in the current daily candle low. We'll see what we've got below that level, if there is any catalyst to look for sells. Now onto the 4-hour time frame, that is also very bullish. So irrespective of the 30-minute structure, my bias is still to the upside. I'm just going to mark in resistance and the most recent support, which could be confirmed at that point. Well, currently where we're at in just over 6 minutes, but otherwise we've got the support around that 29.10 sort of region. So we are bullish, but what we can see is we have rejected previously, or the previous candle, the resistance formed up the all-time high. So we've rejected it now. Well, we've obviously created the high, we've rejected it once. We made a very solid, significant pullback the first time around. So are we going to repeat? We'll see what sort of catalyst we may have in the 30 to give us that reason to look for a potential sell in case that was to happen. And what we can see is the 30-minute structure. If you guys remember from yesterday, 30-minute structure doesn't technically flip back bullish until we close above this 29.40, just below the all-time high. What we've done is retested it only to reject it. Yes, trending bullish, creating high lows, higher highs towards this 4-hour resistance, but we've not actually flipped the structure. We have since rejected, and we've also since come down to create a lower low and potentially form that lower high just now. So sells could be on the table, guys, below, just below the current daily candles low. We've got a little bit of support at the low. Below, we've got some clean traffic to the left. So off the back of that, if we were to begin to pop below 29.2368, I would definitely contemplate options to sell. At least we have the 30-minute structure on our side, rejecting the 4-hour resistance, the daily resistance, the all-time high. That would be enough for me to consider some sell options. Let's just quickly look at it now below the current candles low, seeing we have a pretty strong catalyst to look for a sell, a bearish engulfing candle. I'm not sure if we have the margin though to take a sell down to a support. The 30-minute doesn't look bad. Let's quickly look at it in 15-minute. That could paint a different picture. Low. Got some 20 pips. Maybe an early entry. The issue is going to be stop loss. Now, what we have done is rejected, create that lower high just now. Bearish engulfing potentially in the next 4 minutes. It could be some early options. Again, the issue will be stop loss. So what I would probably just do is go a smaller position, and it is counter bias. It's with the 30-minute structure itself, but it's counter bias. So therefore I would lower the risk personally on this particular entry if I was to take any sell. And obviously gold's been this massive uptrend, so it is very risky trying to sell it. But nonetheless, let's see in 3.5 minutes where we close this candle. You can now just adjust this zone a little bit to the upside. Let's just use that level just there, drag that across. Now further options on gold, guys, if we did pop straight back down and retest this 25-26 sort of region, form a support back above it, then once again I'll be looking for my price action catalyst to look for some buys from that support around that daily candles low. That would be a buy option in my opinion. And if we were to pop back up only to reject that resistance back at the all-time highs and the daily high, current daily candles high, then obviously I would contemplate my sell options, just trading the range at that point. And further buys yet again back above the all-time high would make sense. If we do close above, retest and begin to pull away from it, to look for an option to buy it back above this point here at 29.4271 to be exact. Buys above that point there. So that's gold, guys. Hopefully that made sense. If it did, make sure to use TikTok, smash the screen, YouTube, hit the like button. So let's just remove these arrows and keep a bit of an eye on it. Make sure I'm on gold on my MetaTrader. So the low on IC markets is 29.3088, but that could still change, obviously. So we've got to make sure again, guys, that we do have the margin. That is the most important thing, making sure we have the margin to take a sell. But what we have done within the current daily candle, we are technically, well, obviously we're forming a bearish candle, albeit we do have the high low higher high, which suggests potential for price to flip and push back to the upside. But we've created within it the lower high just now. The 30-minute is closing bearish engulfing. So that could be enough of a catalyst to give us just a cheeky little entry to take it back down to the 29.28 region. I would, again, like I mentioned, wouldn't go full risk on this. I would go, personally, I'll probably go like half a risk only, because it is counter bias. So thank you to all the new followers on TikTok. So I don't want this to pop back all that far as well, guys. I don't want to leave a low wick. Sorry, I don't want to leave a steep low wick. I wanted to leave some sort of low wick. But I wouldn't want it to pop up too much further, to be honest, because that would suggest that maybe, just maybe, we're grabbing a little bit more liquidity before we head back up. We are in that strong uptrend. Let's look at the 15. We've tapped into some support here to the left. Tapped into a 5-minute support, and we're bouncing off that point there. So we're closing bearish engulfing. We'll pop straight down at the open of the candle. On my MetaTrader, it's lagging on TradingView. All right, so I'm gonna wait for it to pop back up and create an upper wick. Not entering any trade. If it goes now, it's just not it's not within my rules. So it's create a lower low. So now I simply need to wait for a price to pop back up, create the upper wick. If it does so, I'll set an order just back below the current candle's low. So what's the low currently is 52. I'll be looking about 32. And first things first, do we have the margin? So if you're looking around 32, still just enough on the 15. Let's look at on the 30. Sorry, let's look at the 15. Got to tick all the boxes, guys, before taking any entry. Just enough. I still haven't got the upper wick yet, though. So as soon as I get that upper wick, I will set the order. I've not set it just yet. So I'm watching it closely on my MetaTrader. Currently, stop loss, there we go, create an upper wick on MetaTrader. Or has it? Ooh, not quite. Let's pop up a little bit higher, guys. If it does, my stop loss will be above the 15. Entry just below the entry counter's low. Current counter's low. But I want to pop up that little bit higher. I want to create the upper wick. Is all good, mate? How are you? Hope you're well. That's so. Reversal. Got the upper wick now. So, as in a potential for a bigger pullback. Not just yet. Alright, so that's pretty much what I'm looking at just now. I'm obviously not in yet. And we'll get to GJ shortly, guys. Quickly have a look at it. So we just had the news, obviously. It's just whipsawed. It's back at its open, basically. And how did the news come out? Alright, so well above the forecast. Wow. And above the previous. So that would generally be good for currency stream. So let's see what GU is up to at the moment. Up straight up, but it's since back at its open. So often that's what happened with the news. That's what happens. We get these big spikes and then price ends up reversing or reverting back to where it came from. So we'll have a look at GJ after. We'll let the dust settle a bit from the news. And we'll focus on potential gold entries. All right, YouTube, Lau, good morning to you, brother. Saw you in there nice and early today. Welcome. Bartman, as always, Beats, Carl, Matthew, Triple Top. Yeah, potentially. Sketchmas, hello to you. Bruno, mate, and Steve. Members, here is the link. Guides, gold is selling. Look, I'm still very bullish on it, but doesn't mean I can't trade it to the downside if I see fit, if I have a valid entry. Right now I've got something that's presenting. To be honest, it's not an A+ entry, and I'll go over this with my guys. If it's not, we got to grade the trade, and that would dictate what sort of risk you're going to have on the table for each and every entry. For me, this is definitely not an A+ entry, and this has popped up. Yeah, see, I'm going to remove that. That's not interesting anymore. Thing is now broken the high. What we've done is, first of all, we broke the low of that previous candle. Then we popped up to break the high. If we were to continue bearish, there would be no need for us to pop back up and break the previous candle's high. What that suggests to me is maybe we've grabbed some liquidity from the downside, and we could very shortly potentially head back up and end back up at the most recent resistance here at 29.35. So I don't have any now valid confirmation. Just a matter of waiting to see now really how this 15-minute closes. And could there be a buy option? We'll wait and see. So guys, what else we got here? What have I missed? Sorry guys, get to you guys on TikTok. Ash, yeah, so I've had a look at gold. George, do you think I can keep this sale for 29.37.4? Look, I don't have an exit plan. I have a plan as to where I'd be taking some profit. I'd have a plan as to, you know, where I'd want to get out of the trade. But personally, me, I would have taken some profit by now. I'm a scalper, so I don't try to hit home runs. Yeah, I'd definitely be break even if nothing else. So yes, I mean, can it continue? Of course it could. But unfortunately, I don't have a crystal ball. No one of us has a crystal ball. And no one really knows exactly where price is going to head. All we can do is go off history to the left-hand side. But like I've said before, we're speculators, guys. So all we can use is data to the left and our own knowledge and experience on the charts to predict what the next move might be. But we need to patiently wait for the right confirmation to get involved. That's what I do. Patience is of virtue, and it's the hardest discipline to master when it comes to trading. Finn, hello to you. Thank you for the new followers on TikTok. So let's look at GJ, guys. Gold, gonna chill at the moment. I've removed my pending order, and let's have a look at GJ. So obviously we just had the news about, and back basically where it started, the candle. What we can see is previous weekly, still off the back of that. At this stage, we will start to revert to the current weekly around the pre-MY open today, as per my rules. Seeing we're not engulfing that previous candle's high or low or anything like that. We're inside barred candle with very little volume, the current weekly candle against that previous candle. Onto the daily, and the daily has actually, it's still bearish in structure. Did form support, and we do have a high low high, but we are now pulling back. So let's mark in the previous daily candle's low. Seeing we've broken a high to begin with, and now pulling back. If we were to break the low of that previous daily candle, what that suggests to me is we'll likely grab some more liquidity from yet again the upside from the resistance, and there's a high probability we could push further towards the support at 187.50. So we are technically bearish in structure, still respecting the last significant lower high on the daily time frame. Onto the 4-hour, structure does still remain bullish in my opinion, but what we can see is we are, since we've rejected that daily resistance, we have created a little bit of structure here near the resistance, create some serious low highs, low lows, pretty much at the moment confirming an equal high, so a double top if that's what you like to call it. And if we were to begin to break below the support here at 190.63, we can see we've got some very clean traffic to the left below that point there. As far as resistance to the upside, it's a big level. We can adjust that accordingly on the 30. So just remove that previous daily candle's low. Below it, we need to clear at 190.630. All right, on to the M30 time frame. So we know that the 4-hour was technically bullish, the daily was bearish, the weekly is technically bullish based off the previous candle. Now the M30 structure appears to have flipped bearish just. Yep, so it's a neutral bias at the moment. I'm just going to adjust this zone a little bit. Just going to worry about the most recent levels here now on GJ. All right, it's a mess. Wow, this is going to be tough today on GJ, especially with this wick created from the news. It's just a choppy mess. What I would personally be doing in this situation is, it's a 4-hour support as well, so we need to mark that in. And I always say to my guys, when the chart is showing little to no direction, we're just consolidating. We don't predict. We don't need to be the first to the move. We wait. We let the chart show us what way it wants to move, and we look to pick up pieces accordingly. So if it dropped down, but only to respect this support, but made a clean move down, then I could look for some sort of price action catalyst to form at the support here before I support 191 flat, that sort of region. Lines up with psychological round number as well. So if that was to eventuate, I would definitely entertain my buy options from that point there. And otherwise, we're pretty much in the middle third of the range at the moment. Otherwise, I'd just be waiting for it to pop up, we move up, look for rejection, to sell it. But as long as we make a clear move, it just opens up the range to becoming more probable and tradable again. So even if we pop straight back down, we've cut through all that mess to the left, and it opens up the range, in my opinion, to more probable entries. So an absolute mess on GJ right now. Likely not going to be trading it. I don't feel like there'd be an option during this session. There could be. Stranger things have happened, but where we are just now, I think it's very difficult. So the focus is going to be on gold. Guys, feel free to request some pairs or charts that you'd like me to take a look at, give you my thoughts on it. Bahrain, that was GJ, Great British Pound JPY. And this is gold. Jason, daily buys to sell. If you're going to BTC, the way I see it, it's still technically a buy. Actually, let me look at this properly. So it's the highest point of the swing to the upside. I know you've got a high point here, but I'm not worried about that. And prior to that, that was the highest point. We've not closed above it, so we've not confirmed a higher high. The swing point is these wicks here. Close below it at this point. It's a swing point, create the high highs. It's bullish there. Yeah, I still see it's bullish. And is at support. But daily candles, it's just an absolute mess. And this makes GJ look beautiful, to be honest. Yeah, I see it as bullish on the daily. It needs to respect pretty much the support it's at, though. An absolute mess. This is another situation where I wouldn't try to be the first to the market. I'd let it make a move and then pick up the pieces. Because how do you know? You're probably looking at thinking, right, it's like we're closing bullish in a 4 hour, means we're heading up. 30 is a different story. 30 looks okay here. 30 looks okay. Well, let's go to 15 quickly. All right. I would say closure above. Let me mark it in. 95,844.76 to be exact on the M30 would be enough for a buy. Now it is technically bearish on the 30-minute time frame, but we know we are at a key level of support, a very, very strong level of support. For me, that would probably be enough of a catalyst to look for a potential buy. And actually, the Bitcoin chart doesn't look all that bad on the 30-minute time frame. Below it, below 94,875. Quickly looking at 15. I'll probably drag this down a little bit further. I would say below 94,713.5, there's options to sell it. And otherwise, if you're looking for a price to pop back down, respect this support around that 95 flat and look for an option to buy it with, again, further the buys above the resistance and sells below the support. And seeing you currently, it is range bound. It's moving quite cleanly within the 30-minute range. It did reject just now, similar to what we had over here. And I look for an option to sell it as well. That is my opinion of Bitcoin. Now, very similar to that, that is a perfect catalyst. If that appeared on gold or DJ, I would take that every single day of the week. My entry would have been there. You've got resistance, you got minor support, you got an engulfing candle, upper wick, there's your entry as it begins to break, clean chap to left. It's highly probable it's coming back down to retest the support, which is exactly what it's done. And that would not have been a bad catalyst as well to buy it. So Bitcoin moving quite nicely, actually, guys. Anyone who is interested, looks better than gold and GJ at the moment. 15's closing on gold. Nothing here at the moment. We're below a resistance. Let's just check this out. What sort of margin do we have? All right, so we'll have to just wait and see how price reacts to this 15-minute level now. Another asset class I want to begin to take a bit of a look at is the FTSE, seeing it is an indice in session. So I may do some analysis on that shortly. Tony Gold, Grand Rising to you. Franco, good morning, brother. John, good day. Can I buy gold now if you would like? Again, it's a strong confirmation, but it's at resistance, so
Hey, good morning, man.
good morning, mate. How are you?
Hey, thank you, fine. And you?
All good, mate. All good. Waiting patiently. Charts aren't the best at the moment, but we'll see.
I recently arrived to the charts.
Yeah, not missed anything so far, mate.
Okay.
A bung? Are you using top step? No. All right, wow.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, mate. I was just going to say, just quickly, it's probably not the best day to look at the FTSE after that week. That's just, yeah, forget it. Well, might come back to that tomorrow. It's just makes it untradeable for me. And yeah, it's off the back of the news. Yeah, sorry, mate. How's things?
Everything's fine. How about you?
Good to hear. Yeah, all good, all good. What are we looking at today?
Well, nothing really. The market is so choppy.
Yeah.
The local, there is no promise. I sent some charts in the group earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is this, EU, is it?
Yeah, that's EU, and yeah, that one is EU. It's EU and EG.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you. That looks very clean at those levels. What time frame is that? Is that the 2 hour or 1 hour?
That's 1 hour.
1 hour, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, EJ also looks really good at those levels. So yeah, they're kind of in the middle, in the middle of the range at the moment, both of those. But I do like your chart's very clean and the levels look really good. But yeah, patience. As you're well aware.
I think since the beginning of the week, they have just been consolidating both pairs. So
Yep.
Let's see. Maybe the volume comes in today.
Yep. We'll wait and see. TikTok, sorry, what have I missed? What do you need to start training, Eric? We need preferably a PC. I would prefer to be training off a PC or laptop as opposed to your phone. You need to sign up to a broker, and then you need to download one of the platforms that they allow to trade from. Capital wise, it's really what you're willing to risk. It's really what you're willing to risk. So I wouldn't, don't go blowing money you can't afford to lose. It's the worst thing, especially if you're new to trading, because it would just completely put you off if you don't know what you're doing and you chuck, just say 500 or $1,000 in and you blow it. straight up because you have no idea what you're doing. And it's really not a good way to go about it. So yeah, just trade with money you're only willing to risk and you're happy and understanding and accepting of that risk. Otherwise, start with a demo. Nothing wrong with that. I personally believe in, you know, forward testing. So what that means is trading on a live account, even just a small amount, just get a feel for the live markets, the emotional side of things, because no one, you know, likes to lose money for nothing. But you'll learn a lot about yourself if you can actually handle it, you know, taking a loss, because it's all part of the game. You can't always win. Can I explain SMT? No idea. Did you mean SMC? I don't know what that is. I mean, I know what it is, but you're asking the wrong person about it. I just trade my own strategy. That's all I do. Shake more into you. Knowles, like the live guys, that would be much appreciated. Popcorn, hello to you, my friend. Welcome. Yesu, act, follow a ICTA concepts. Never heard of ICTA concepts in my life. Rox, thank you for sharing a live. While rejecting just now. Alright. Yeah, GU is also, it's a mess because of the news. It's very difficult. Can take a look at EU, I suppose. Which pair can we open now? Knowles, look, I'm a different trader, guys. So I'm not a trader that needs to be in the market every single moment in time. I trade predominantly gold, and I also trade pound yen, but I don't trade as often as some others will. But when I do trade, mark my word, I'm very comfortable and confident in the trade, knowing that there's at least an 80% chance, around 80% chance that I'm going to be on the right side of things. So it requires waiting for the right time to strike, waiting for the right confirmation at the right level. And that's all I do. So for me right now, I don't have any confirmation just yet. May I have one in 7 and a bit minutes? Possibly. Possibly on gold. We close above resistance here, and as long as it isn't pushed too far into the 4-hour highs, the resistance, it could be a potential buy option, but it needs to close above at the moment. Impulse entries, I'm a little bit hesitant within the range, so just wait and see. We've got 6 and a bit minutes remaining, or just under 7 minutes. We'll wait and see. Guess who? How long have I been training for? Since 2017. A Bungway's tech indicator? No idea, man. I don't use indicators. I have one particular strategy that requires me to occasionally look at an indicator, but I sparingly use it. In fact, I don't remember the last time I used it. The only other one I use is the one, I'm not sure, I must have removed it. I usually have the, I don't remember the name of it, with a daily candle. It will, if you have it selected, it will show you how the daily candles printing next to the actual chart, next to the price action. And it's just good to know how the daily candle is printing, just so you know where you're at. And you know, if you are flipping bullish or bearish, when you can add confidence in that respect, or if you're pulling back within a very strong bullish candle to a level of support, you know, it's still a good chance it could continue up, you know, that, so on and so forth. Bung, no, I've answered that before. I don't do top step. Do top step? I have no idea, mate. I really have no idea. Fuck on. Your tutorials are easy to grasp. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Honestly, it may seem difficult, but it's such a simple process the way I trade. It's really simple. You'll get to know what my catalysts are the more you watch the streams live, the more you join. It's just, there's so many to go through, but I know exactly what I want to see at any given point at the level I've decided I want to get involved in. So right now I want to see the closure above. We are currently at some resistance here to the left hand side as well. We have burst through it to the upside and downside, so I'm not so concerned by it, but it does line up with the most recent resistance. So that is why I'm, you know, weary of it. That is why I want to see a closure above at this point. Nick Gold head and shoulders pattern. What time frame? And again, I don't trade patterns. Guys, one moment. I need to answer this call. Just give me one moment. Alright guys, apologies. Jake, could you explain it? Catalyst, so there's different catalysts. So for instance, the main one, the most convincing one to me is the engulfing candle at the predetermined levels in price action I want to get involved in trades. So that's simply looking for something like this to present. Let's just say price made a move to downside just now, a little bit like this, and we begin to exhaust, and we're at a level I've predetermined level I want to get involved. To be honest, in between I would have liked to see some sort of pause, so triggering some buyers. Otherwise, again, I mean, there's so much to go over, because if it was just a clear move down, I'd likely need more than just a one candle catalyst. But for argument's sake, just to show you a one candle catalyst, something like this would be a really strong confirmation within price action to take a buy. Especially if price is in a big uptrend, which in this case gold is in a big uptrend on the higher time frames and even the minor time frames really. Structure may be bearish right now on the 30, but it's respecting every support basically that forms on the way up and heads back up to the all-time high territory again. So that is one key catalyst, the bullish engulfing. So engulfing closes above the highest point of the bearish candle at a level of support, in this case, that I want to get involved at. Other catalysts, and there's plenty. You really just have to watch, to be honest, and listen out. I will mention what my rules and catalysts are for each and every entry, and what I want to see, and you'll begin to pick things up quite easily. And also, there's a lot of content on my, I've got a lot of videos out there. So just have a look. You'll work it out. Yeah, I've got to be really careful what I say because I don't want to get a ban. None? Are you in a cell? No. not in anything right now on gold, and we did not close above, so there's no catalyst. Simple. It's not a yes, no, maybe. I mean, it is yes or no. It's not a maybe or should I or shouldn't I. It's none of that. There's no emotion involved. It's just black or white. It's yes or no. Right now, it's a no. It did not close where I want it to close. So I simply need to chill. I'm not interested in going down to the 5-minute when we're range bound. Likely to get undone, and you're likely to get caught out in fake outs and things like that in a 5-minute. Experience since 2017, since I've been trained, suggests to me wait for a stronger confirmation when price is not really trending like it is at the moment. Be a little more patient with it. And to be honest, guys, the sooner you can learn about the importance of patience and discipline, the better. Because I couldn't care less if I don't trade 3 days in a row. I know there's a reason. If it doesn't tick the box, I know that it's not a probable entry in accordance to my plan. Doesn't mean it wouldn't be a winning trade, but it's not something that ticks the box again in accordance to my rules, my plan. Took me the best part about 3 to 4 years to figure that out. If I just follow my rules and stop doing stupid shit because of boredom and frustration and lack of trades, I'd be much better for it. And the good thing is you guys can watch me live, and at least it might prevent some of you from making some silly errors. Susu, I've got to be careful how I answer that. Yes, but not at the moment. So not trading wise, I'm not trading at the moment. Waiting for a confirmation. Bingo, bang, BBQ, barbecue. Where's the entry and exit? There is none at the moment. Just patiently waiting. Galaxy, hello to you. Wanna thank you for the follow. None, I appreciate it. Do appreciate it. Again, you guys can make of my comments and opinions what you will. I know some of you won't agree, that's fair enough. I understand. But I don't force any of you to be here. If you want to be here and chill and can learn a thing or two, you might not learn anything. You might just want a place to hang out while you trade. By all means, well, you're more than welcome. But I am not going to be influenced by anyone. I just do me, and that's it. I used to jump, stream hop and all that. Back in the day, very early into my trading career. Used to hunt for signals and all that. And then I realized it's just better off learning for myself. I used to subscribe to signals and all that, and then I actually became involved in calling signals myself. So I understand, I've been through the whole cycle when it comes to trading, trying to take the shortcuts to actually just learning properly and figuring out a way that works for me. I was waiting for you to pop on sometime soon. It's been a while, mate. Ben, good way to start. We buy now, so if you like, mate, full margin. Just because you're on stream, we'll go full margin. All good, mate. All good. Yeah, we're having a really good time, man. Everything's good. All good, mate. I hope all is well with you and everyone. Yeah, so I was cooking at the moment, I think. Galaxy's still waiting for confirmation. That's a good idea. Bing bang barbecue, are you profitable at all? If I wasn't, I wouldn't be trading. I wouldn't be wasting my time if I wasn't. There are plenty of other things I can do to make cash than waste my time sitting on the charts for 3+ hours of a day trying to make money from the markets. And this is one thing I mentioned to some of my members. I don't trade, or I don't sit on the charts, is what I'm trying to say, hunting a trade. It's not me. I don't go to the charts expecting a trade. Again, that's not me. I follow my plan. I wait for the trades to come to me. That's what I do. And as soon as you can go about doing it that way, yeah, again, things will really, doors will open for you. You'll start to see some progress. Problem is, everyone comes to the charts and like, right, we've got a bullish counter here, we're buying it. And it pops back down, and you're like, oh shit, I should have waited. And you haven't done any proper analysis, you jumped into a trade straight away out of fear of missing out. So I come to the charts waiting for the charts to show me something, to impress me with something. I'm still new. Well, you learn a lot from just chilling, watching the stream. Poican 2340, excuse me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, 2940, sorry. There's a good chance if it pops above the resistance that's heading back that way. Not a great deal of margin, it's a downside. Keep an eye on gold, but likely going to require a little bit more patience. I might create new high. So Sex Brody, I think it will, but again, based on what I think, I can't just buy it. I need to wait for the right confirmation to trade it, whether that be in a buy or a sell. Right now I don't have anything. Personally, I do feel like gold will create some all-time highs again quite soon. Can you show past trades, please? Bingo, bang, barbecue. Well, they're all in, again, my members. That's where I journal everything, every single trade. So I've been a little bit slack lately, I must admit. I've journaled every trade, but usually what I do is a full detailed description. But of late, I haven't done as much detail because I've been busy. I've got my partner here from overseas. So, where is it? I'll quickly show you. So that's pretty much it. So that's what I usually do, go to that sort of detailed charts. I think I've won the last 10 and a couple break evens. So that's what I do. Had a bad patch to start the year. It's full detail, so full description as to why, and also what the trade was, like what was the catalyst. So it sells within a range on break for M15 minus support, and then the result. So yeah, the win rate on stream is around that 80% mark. Ibrahim, what do you think about trading challenge for a new trader? Be very, very, very careful with it. Ben, glad to hear it, brother. Just timing, isn't it? He popped on when someone asked about. Ben and I have had a few experiences with challenges, and yeah, had one taken away. Drew a payout and was taken away because they make up these stupid rules as you go along because they don't want to pay you out. It's quite frankly is what happens. Had a 300k account and it was taken away from me. So I was waiting for a reason as to why I was reaching within, well, very close to breaching it, and I had never ever gotten close when it comes to the actual drawdown or the daily floating drawdown or the actual realized draw, never near it. And so I queried them and I said it's their mistake, they'll get back to me, fix it up. Never got back to me. I got back to them a few times and they said, no, you've breached your account, you've lost your account. I'm like, hang on, how can I breach the account I've done? And then again, they replied, sorry, our mistake again, we'll fix that. Couldn't log into my account, and then got to 30 days where it was inactive, and then they say hard breach based on your 30-day inactivity. It was an absolute shit fight just when I was about to request a withdrawal. So I don't trust any, to be honest. FDMO is the only one that I've seen people regularly getting paid out from, but I'm still very skeptical of it. And the good thing is now FDMO have acquired Owanda. So that legitimizes the space, in my opinion. That's a really good thing for the industry. But yeah, you need is, I would say, unless you're profitable and consistent on your own live smaller account, don't bother. Pluck-on, no, it's impulsive trading. That's a big no for me. I do have some entries that are quite impulsive, but moment none of them are valid at all, like, on the charts on any of the pairs that I trade at the moment. So I do take breakouts if and when they do present in the right orderly fashion. A.C.T back down 29 25 zone and then long. That would be nice. That would be really nice, to be honest. Got more margin to take and buy back up. That would be ideal. What have I missed? Mansol Wandle. It's a buy. I agree. I think it's a buy as well, but just need to wait for the right confirmation. A.C.T daily chart bullish. Yeah, it definitely is. It's crazy bullish, isn't it? That closure yesterday is just, that is perfect. That is really, really nice to suggest it could be a new all-time high created very shortly. Yep, highest daily close yesterday, above small consolidation. Yeah, I really like that daily close. Trader, well done. Bung killer. Send me your bank details. I'm joking. I'm joking. Yeah, I was expecting a ban from that. Fair Park. If you like. For me, I don't have any confirmation. Trader, you're treading on eggshells at the moment. Be very careful what you say. Shake, I'm not sure if I can actually say, because again, I'm worried I might get a ban. But it's governed under ASIC regulations here in Australia, so one of the big ones. Gold's just chilling in the middle of this range at the moment. Ben, only scams, yeah. Unbelievable, isn't it? That's the, well, the name's only fun, but should be called only scams. Then FDMO, great money arrived within 5 to 20 minutes of approval always. Nice one. Yeah, so FDMO is where it's at. Pluckened, do you think gold is just sitting waiting for it to get pumped later on tonight? Possibly. Yeah, also, it's a massive day FOMC, so it may just chill for most part of NY session until FOMC later. So it's a massive day when it comes to news. Oh, geez. Absolutely, my arms are killing me from the gym. None? Yes, correct. So it's just the name of my my profile. You'll find it. Karim should be around 29.70, not 100% sure though. Yeah, look, there is definitely a possibility that it will. You might be basing that on a fib, using the use of a fib. It could be based on the use of flagpole, as if you're looking at patterns or something like that. I have no idea. But I just look for the round numbers. So if it breaks the all-time high, my target will be 29.50 to begin, then 29, obviously 60. But the quarter numbers, as far as the key levels, I'll be looking at the quarter numbers. So 29.50, 29.75, and then 3,000 flat, the whole number. All right, let's see. We're trying to flip back bullish. So for London Open, the catalyst I need is the closure above. If I get the closure above, I may be interested in looking for a buy on gold. Now, there could be a couple options. The limit order may present so long as we don't tap into target prior to it. So that would need to close about 8 pips above the resistance without tapping into this level. Then I may set a potential limit order buy back at the high of the resistance. Or if we close just above, I may look for the continuation buy on the following candle. So not stressed at all, no anxiety at all. Again, I'm just letting the chart come to me. I've got my plan. If it presents, I'll react. If not, I just sit tight and wait. No, I will be live with my guys for pre-NY later. There could be options then. Plucking, when will you target a buyout? Approximately at what number? Approximately 29.36, approximately. And that's as far as when I would get out of that buyout. My first target would definitely be the resistance here at 29.3850. So we'll begin to look at the FTSE from tomorrow, guys. I'm going to ignore it today because that week it's just going to be difficult for me to find anything based on that. It looks an absolute mess, in all honesty. It looks really, really choppy. But I kind of want to incorporate into the only other one I look at is German 40. I mean, that's back at all-time highs. That's looking good for buyers, by the way. What I'd be doing is marking in the resistance a very strong level. Yeah, it's a really strong level. So it's best to wait for, similar to what I've mentioned on gold. A closure above would be the better option at this rate on German 40 for anyone who is interested in trading it. Closure above. Wait for the upper lower wick to form. Retest. Now, okay. Don't know if it's going to happen within 10.5 minutes left, but what I was going to suggest is if the 5 minute, if this candle was to close above, which it looks like it may not do so just now, it's to be followed by this, and then the last 5 minute candle ends up closing us back above. Then what we've done is on the within the catalyst candle just here on the 5 minute time frame, we've broken, we have retested. Therefore, the new candle at London Open doesn't necessarily need to pull back to retest this zone. It can just create a bit of a low wick as it begins to break a catalyst M30 counts high, that would be your entry. If it does not do so, and let's just say we close the last 5-minute candle is the first candle and only candle, obviously at that point if we are close above to actually close above, then I want to see a tap in, retest, and then entry. Has to tap in to retest that zone, and then same entry point would be what I'd be looking at. So if anyone is interested in German 40, that is what I'd be looking at. GJs, forget it. Gold, we just need to chill and wait and see if we get the closure. And that's all we can do for now. Cool boy Jen. This is gold, mate. Bitcoin looking promising. Actually looking really good. Closure above. Similar to what I just mentioned on the 40, and it looks similar to gold, but it's a step ahead at the moment. Closure above, retest. There's your option. You correlate with the 30-minute closing bullish as well. So you've had a bit of a pause at resistance here on the 15, and now potentially closing above the resistance, which is also the daily high. So looking good. Cool boy Jen, all good, mate. Is the innovation? Well, innovation. Yeah, butchering all these names, but what time frame? This is the 30 currently, but gold I focus more so on the 15, and I will also look at the 5-minute from time to time. But we're seeing we're just consolidating. I really want the 15 to close above at the current rate, to be honest. No name, thoughts on GJMS at the moment? With the, obviously we just had the news about 50 minutes ago, and it's created this one ugly candle. It's right in the middle of a 4-hour range, and to me there's no margin to the downside from the current level, and it's just a choppy mess to the upside. So like I mentioned before, in this situation I let it create a clean move to cut through this crap to the left, and then look to pick up the pieces, whether it be from support or from the resistance, or below the support or above the resistance is likely what I'd look at in this case. But below the support, running pretty much into some more support, that's going to be tricky. Similar above the resistance, you've got a bit of margin, but it looks a bit to the next level here. This rate just needs to decide. No, 100% bearish just on the fact that daily's on a downtrend. That's fair enough, and it is in a downtrend. I agree. And I can see why you might be bearish on it. My bias is technically neutral, the way I see it. Look at the hourly. The hourly looks good as long as it actually gives us what I want to see, that closure above, because at that point you're going to close the hourly bullish engulfing. You're going to close the 15 above a resistance, so you see how I'm adding confluence to the potential trade. So in my opinion, it becomes a lot more probable if you can tick those boxes off: the hourly bullish engulfing with the 15 and a 30 closing above resistance. So we'll see, we've got 5 minutes left. That would also mean the 5-minute closes above. So that's the simple rule right now. Mitch, will it hit 29.27? There's a chance it could if it continues to reject within the current daily candle. So this is the resistance it now needs to reject if there's a chance for it, in my opinion, to come back down to 29.27 anytime soon. No name. I trade the same session each day, so yeah, I do have other, you know, sources of income as well, so I don't solely rely on trading, and I think that's a good thing because it takes the pressure off, and also for your psychology, because I know I trade better when I don't hunt, when I just let the trade come to me, knowing that I don't need to trade. If it comes to me, fantastic, but if it doesn't, all good, not fast. There's always another day, another trade. But yeah, I trade the same time each day. I've done it full time. I've got a business in the background, which, yeah, been in the family, had it since I was a little kid. But it also keeps me occupied. Cool boy, Jen, potentially above this resistance here. But again, I want to see the closure above at this point. If it doesn't close above, I will let price action at London Open dictate any possible entry. So what I mean by that is, if for instance price pops straight up, breaks the high, similar to what we had to the downside here before, then I'm patiently just waiting for it to pull back, create lower wick. That point there, if we were to pull back only to bounce back above the resistance yet again, that would suggest we grab some more liquidity from the downside in order to make the actual move back up to the daily high. So that is one way of me getting involved if we don't get that closure above. But the number one preference and number one scenario right now would be if we get the closure above 29.35.86 at the moment. Tyria, hello to you. Join. Yep. Boom. Kind of playing a bit unsafe myself on gold, to be honest. Entered a buy at 29.34 with stop loss 29.29. All right. Yeah. Well, hopefully you had a confirmation to buy it. If not, then again, don't take this the wrong way, but you probably need to work on your discipline. But the good thing is at least you got a stop loss, because a lot of people will just, when you think I should cut the trade, at least you know where you're cutting the trade. So you've got that planned out. But yeah, what I would suggest is just do your analysis, create your plan, and stick to it. Thank you to all the new followers. And look, you can take my advice with a grain of salt, to be honest. I don't claim to be any expert. I'm just confident and I do very well at what I do. Consistent trader. I'm happy to just share my thoughts, and that's it. Kiko Tatsu. This is reversal. It could be, who knows? We just need to wait. Ibrahim, Ibrahim, sorry. 15 minute at the moment. Santai, gold buy. Not just yet. So looks like we're not gonna get the catalyst at the moment to buy. We are closing well below the resistance, right into the middle of this consolidation now. A 5 minute rejecting. The hourly is not going to close engulfing like I wanted it to do. So at this rate, I'm going to need to chill again. That's just simply how it is. As candles print, I reassess. As the data prints, I reassess. Very simple process. Huacan is 29.32, a good number to play within the resistance. 29.32. You're talking about to look for options to buy. We've got London Open now, guys, so Look, if it come back down to 29.30, I would prefer to buy it from 29, anywhere from 29.25 to 29.28, in my opinion, is a solid level to look for a buy. All right, so market open, we've rejected that resistance yet again. For me, there is absolutely zero confirmation whatsoever to look for a trade right now. GJ is still a mess. It's right back at the support. Ugly. GU, forget it. EU, not much better. Suss out AU. Shit. Euro CAD. There is absolutely zero at the moment. Sometimes you're going to get these types of weeks where the charts just don't give you much at all. EJ looks okay. Well, EJ actually looks pretty good if it can actually close below support here. So it's coming from above the support, so for me there's no impulse. So yeah, if it closes below, retest, then that could be a decent option. It's probably the best. Santai, a confident buy. That's good if you're confident in your buy. Plugin, yeah. So hopefully that answers your question. Imi Brahim, do you think gold gonna drop 29, 38, 40? You mean pop up to that point? Again, I'm of the belief it will at some point, but just because I'm of the belief it will doesn't mean I can buy it. I need the right confirmation. Because if I, you know, feel and think it's gonna go to that level, and based on that I took a buy, there's every chance prior to it could do this, and I'm stopped out or in massive drawdown, feeling anxious and nervous and not happy, and then it eventually does this, and I just waited patiently for that option, but it potentially got a buy. So again, I don't trade what I think will happen, I trade what I see happening. Yep, Parkin's just playing around. There's nothing. All good, Phil, no worries, mate. Santai, just saying. Send some sarcasm in your confidence. How did Bitcoin close? Let's take a quick look at it. Nuts are still below, so still no confirmation on that as well. And look at that, looks to be exhausting. So if anyone had buy stop set, you'd be stuck in a bit of drawdown just now. As a scalper, I'd probably maybe even stopped out. So again, when price isn't trending, best to wait for the strong confirmations such as closures above or below. Different prices in a solid trend, you're creating nice impulses followed by minor pullbacks, another impulse, minor pullback. Then it comes down to how we approach the high. If you approach your volume, the impulse entry could be valid. But if not, and prior to breaking above a resistance, we're just doing a bit of this, then you simply need to wait for closure above, the retest, and then you're looking to take the potential option as price begins to break candles higher, for instance. Kamal, yeah, I always mention if I am taking position. Carl had a sell stop on EJ, but just removed it, waiting for the close. If it happens, all good. I think that's a good idea. And gold could just do this. It could just consolidate for the most part, really, today, in the lead up to FOMC. It was a massive day. The probably the biggest day on the calendar when it comes to trading as far as news events, that and NFP. Henry, yeah, I am, mate. I'm on YouTube same time. Yeah, so I suggest you guys, you know, following if you can on both platforms, because TikTok, you never know. Never ever know on TikTok. It's just the same, mate. It's the same on YouTube. Exact same. You'll find it. Plucking, yeah. So possible goal scenarios. No, I don't trade in news, none. Possible goal scenarios for me would be, well, again, so we're just consolidating at the moment. We're respecting the most recent resistance formed within the daily candle after bouncing and creating support at previous support to the left. So what I'd like to see is the closure above the retest of that zone, and that could be an option to take the buy if that was to present. I mean, aside from that, we have now formed support at this point here, 29.31. So if we were to reject just now and make a clean move back down to that support, and once again I got the right signal within price action, I may potentially look to buy it from 29.31, 32, but it will need to make a clean move down. I don't want to just consolidate down to that point, because then you're trading within an absolute mess. So at that point, again, I'd rather just wait for it to close above the resistance. For sells, still may have enough margin if it pops back down to 29.30.5. Rejects, there could be option to buy it, and that would be off the 15-minute time frame. And later on, if it did pop up to retest the resistance around that all-time high, that could also be an option to, if it respects it and you get the right signals, to look for a potential sell as well. Just trading the range high. I have one very impulsive entry. I would be very hesitant to take it on gold though, from the resistance at the all-time high. That would be a sell limit at the 50% of the within the 50% mark, or at the 50% mark within the 4 hour zone. But in the current bullish trend, I really think that would be, yeah, that would be very dangerous, very risky. Henry, the name is Gold XAUUSD spot gold. Santai. So I'm trading based on emotion at the moment. I hope it applies for you, mate, to be honest. Fucking all good, mate. All good. So we'll see what happens in 6 minutes, 6 and bit minutes. If it presents, I'll stay on. If it doesn't, then I'm, yeah, see. Shake the reasoning, because I think it's really simple to follow. It's just based on your price action at predetermined levels that I want to get involved in trades. So I've got to make sure a few things. I've got to make sure I do have enough margin to take a trade. I've got to make sure I've got the right catalyst and it ticks the rules, so it ticks off all the boxes. And if it does, then I react. So it's just simple for me to follow. It's simple for anyone I feel to follow. It's what works well for me. Again, there's so many ways you can skin a cat. People use fair value gaps and things like that, and you know, make it work to their advantage. That's fantastic. But for me, this is just plain simple. I've, over my 8 years roughly trading experience, I have got to understand myself as a trader. I know what works for me and what rules to follow. I don't know, if I stick to it, there's a good chance I'll be on the right side of things. Doesn't mean always, but there's a high probability I will. So gold, I need to wait 5 minutes. We're approaching that resistance. We're about to break it. I'm not jumping in just now without the confirmation, because we could just do what every other candle's done here and reject. If it flies here, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered. I'm not chasing it. I'm just waiting. Now for the limit order to be valid, let's mark it in. So the high is 2935.86. So therefore we'll need to close above 2936.66 for the limit order to be valid. Without tapping into target. Plus M. Yeah, it's a good chance it will be range bound. Sun tie or 3,100 gold maybe. Sell long, but not before long sell. Yeah, that's, I mean, that's way off at the moment either way, so for me to worry about 3,100. Limit order really valid. Not trending for it to be valid. Anyway, we'll see. May go for a small entry. Grim should be released. Yeah, it looks pretty good now, mate. You're looking pretty good. I think a good target would be that 29.3850 region, to be honest. Sam thinks it's not going higher anymore. You're entitled to your opinion. L. I really love to learn how to analyze trades on my own. I'm a newbie. Just watch a stream. You'll follow. You'll learn a lot from that just by tuning in on the regular. Kamal. Yeah, I'm looking for a potential limit order buy instead. So upon continuation, you don't really have much margin. So I'd rather get involved on the pullback of the new M15. It presents. So I'm just going to line it up. I'm not setting it, but I'm going to line it up just in case it does present. That will give me a better stop loss as well. What is the high of that candle one? 29.35.90. The stop back below current candle. That'll be about 23 pip stop loss. So we've got just over a minute and a half to wait. See, or just under a minute and a half to wait to see if this is valid. Rens 80%, right on 80%. Quasim, today it's touch loss weak range. I don't think so. Goes higher than this range. Possibly. Yeah, you could be right. Shake, there's plenty of you know, if you just have a look around my profile, there's plenty of short form videos. So Galaxy, no, I'm waiting 40 seconds for this count to close, and I may set a buy limit order. So if I do, I will put it up here, and if you guys are interested, you can follow along, but only do so if you agree with the analysis. No, still no confirmation on Bitcoin. Nah. Oh, gold. Being close to the target as well. I want us to leave some sort of upper wick as well. Ah, man. Got no upper wick. It does on my broker. It does on my broker. Alright, so this candle can't push any higher. It needs to just pull back now. No, forget it, it's not valid. It's going to make the move just now without the right confirmation for me. So no upper wick, no continuation buys. No upper wick suggests that it might not be the range to the upside. So based on that, I wouldn't want to take a buy upon continuation. And based on the limit order entry, what I normally want to see is price pretty much pull back straight away. It could pop up slightly, but I usually prefer for it not to break the high of the previous candle. I've done that, so there is no real valid entry for me now. So it's just, again, it's following simple rules. It's not, well, is it still valid? No, stop it, I'll still take it. It's just following simple rules that work for me. Yeah, right now it's what would normally follow, but doesn't always have to happen when we have a candle closure like the previous one. Is what normally happen will be the following candle reverse going the opposite direction, because that would suggest there's no range to continue to the upside without the upper wick. But gold's a different beast, so it is obviously there's a lot more volume behind it. Charts are absolutely trash again today. Yeah, just wait, I agree. There is, for me, there's nothing.
Yeah, it's difficult. So I'm looking also at German 40, which creates a new all-time high. And it's
wow,
difficult to get in.
Yeah, that's really pushed, hasn't it? Again, there's no confirmation. That's come from the middle of consolidation.
Yeah.
It could have easily, and you're fully aware, Franco, I don't need to tell you, but for those of you out there who are newer, could have easily done this, triggered you in, and then it just melts all the way back down. All the way back down, bearish. And we end up back at support. And you're stopped out, you're not feeling good about it. So let it show you it's ready to continue. Unfortunately, this candle's the one made the move. Would have been risky taking the continuation buy, especially without much of a low wick. It's just how it is.
Because it's pushed already and then created already an all-time high. So, and maybe you can right now thinking maybe creating all-time high and now going back down. So
yeah,
it's very difficult in this area to take continuation trades and so. Yeah, correct. Maybe to wait for a pullback.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree. How about EJ? So EJ bounced at support, so there we go. Not ready as well just yet. The other thing though you could look for on EJ at the moment is look to see if it did pull back and respect the most recent level of resistance, create a clean pullback, even if it popped back above this resistance at 158.70, only to reject and close back below it. And it could be potential options to sell it from upon the pullback. Charts are really tricky at the moment. So all good. I know not to stress it. I know there's going to be plenty of opportunities again moving forward. Plus Sam, can I make a trend line? Or on what? I don't use trend lines. Quasem? No, I don't. Not in Canva, mate. Alrighty, team. I'm gonna go chill for a bit. I will be on with the members. I'll be on with you guys later. Yeah, there's nothing I can do right now. And I think it'd be, again, the impulse sell I'm not going to take from this current zone. I'll be waiting for the confirmation. So that is the next potential option just now. Price does reject the all-time high again and provide a really strong catalyst because it is in a very strong uptrend. Be very careful selling the uptrend. You need to really wait for the right confirmation to do so. Otherwise, patiently wait for it to pop above the all-time high. I'm not going to buy it into the resistance. It would be reckless. It would be FOMO. It just makes no sense to do so. GJ, you need to just wait for it to create a clean move. It is an absolute mess. It's ugly. It's really ugly. So yeah, that's it, guys. Not much I can do about it today. Unfortunately, it wasn't any real solid option. Terrence, thank you for the sticker. I appreciate it. L, is this gold you're analyzing, or GJ? Both. Well, that obviously now it's gold. I was looking at GJ just before. Ginger, yeah, resistance is definitely real, so don't buy into it, especially the 4-hour resistance. It will be really, really reckless. L, all good. Alrighty, guys, that's it. I'm not going to trade. I can see it right now, so I'm going to call it. And members, I will catch you guys in a couple hours probably from now. I'll keep you guys posted. Look forward to it.
Okay, thank you, man.
Pleasure as always. YouTube, appreciate it. Sorry, nothing today. TikTok, again, apologies, but you definitely learn a lot, and patience and discipline is, again, just the most important thing, rule and fundamental thing to follow when it comes to trading. You really need discipline and patience, and that will help you go a long way in this game. And that's it. We're about higher. Could be Kurt, that's a good one. Live tomorrow? Yeah, I'll be live tomorrow. Look, I may even consider an NY call. We'll see. I doubt it, but yeah, I'll definitely be on tomorrow, guys. So chill. Cheers. Till then, take care, guys. Trade safe. Don't do anything stupid. Big day with the news, FOMC to come, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Till then, bye, guys. Appreciate it.